let's talk, shall we? Let's talk. Let's talk about disbandment. Because I'm gonna turn off the music. Let's talk about disbandment, because disbandment has been a very serious topic in the competitive Overwatch scene right now. In the past month or so, several of the top teams have several semi-pro teams have been disbanding and have tried to mess around with different rosters and have not found any success doing so. And that's because I think we're getting to the state of the game where people are expecting people to be good at the game. People are expecting people to have experience. People are expecting everybody to be really great players. And because they're expecting this, they kick people if they think they're too bad. If they start losing, they blame it on the individual skill of a player instead of actually blaming it on the potential of it being a team synergy problem and fixing it. People complain about if someone doesn't do anything, like let's say if somebody misses a Zarya shield 1 in 10 times, that's enough for people to be like, okay, well let's kick him, right? So then they kick their Zarya because he misses a shield at 1 in 10 times. Or some shit like that. Some crazy shit like that. Instead of the teams going over VODs together and being like, look, I think you should be positioning over here so that you're more capable of hitting the Zarya shield on me. So yeah. People just need to work on the things people are weak on together. Because how are people gonna be strong players? How are people gonna be strong? How are people gonna be good players if no one watches VODs together and if no one does anything productive together? You know what I mean? I'm not actually saying that's how it is that if somebody misses a Zarya or a Zarya shield 1 in 3 times, then that happens, but you know. I'm just saying that's an example. I know it's an over-exaggeration, but I feel like people just generally aren't giving everybody a chance to improve. And if you look at a lot of people's backgrounds and whatnot, what they've done in games, people have gotten insanely good at some games. I just feel like the disbandment happens too often right now. Teams like both of my old teams, CruSuhDude, Redskins have disbanded. Kyle 1's roster disbanded, the one with Fisher and them. What the fuck am I standing on? Didn't even know you could stand on that. Kyle 1 and Fisher's lineup disbanded. With Velen and Casper and them. Reason Gaming disbanded a while ago. I know they found a new Reason lineup. It happens in every scene. And it's just stupid that people are expecting I really want a more professional attitude about going about, things. Because otherwise it's just not going to work out. I feel like right now the people that aren't pro, there's a lot of people in the scene right now that aren't pro that don't deserve it because they don't put in the right work. And I just feel like people severely underestimate things like VODs and practicing team synergy and being nice and actually valuing good things about the game. No, they just think oh, I gotta frag, I just gotta frag a lot, and if I frag a lot, that's good. People will want me on my team. Fuck no. People don't give a shit if you're a one-trick pony that goes in and literally kills everything. If you do that, and you're communicative, and you have good synergy, and you're great and all that, then of course people will want you. But as long as you just kill people and you don't say shit, and you overall have no synergy, and you're toxic, and you have this and that wrong, no one's gonna want you. No one's gonna want anything with you, which is why a lot of top teams have been wanting to ask me if I can play Lucio for them. It's because they know I've got the attitude and the shit, the right shit it takes to get there, you know? I'm not gonna name what, but I've already gotten a couple offers. And that's only because of I honestly believe it's because of the attitude shit. Another analogy with CSGO is that some of the best players in CSGO aren't in pro teams as the pro teams have spent working better as a team instead of individual skill. Exactly. People like there's been people I know in this game that when like, you know, I was really good in CS:GO, I've been better than most of the pros out there or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter how good you are with aim and shit. No one gives a fuck. If you can't cooperate in a team, if you're toxic as fuck, you're not gonna play for a pro team. That's how it is. Like, everybody knows that my Ana aim is like good, but not amazing. Everybody knows this. I still have so much to improve on. Just because I don't have a million FPS experience, you know? That's why everybody knows that I can improve on that aspect. But I'm very vocal and I do the right things as Ana, like I position well. And I utilize the nades and her kit well. Anyway, back to what I was talking about before, with disbandment or whatever. I feel like people are, like, people just want to strive to be the best. People have this mindset of if they put together the best 6 players that are available, they're gonna go pro. You know, they're gonna be the best, which is, you know, probably possible, but you still need to build the synergy. And I feel like people are still doing that. Like, that's kind of what people are doing. People are finding really good, solid 6 players, and then they're trying to build the synergy. But like what I see is people are too focused on having the best possible 6 players, and then they can just reach the top without putting in a lot of work because everyone's individual skill is really good. If they just do the basics, play well, combo well, and just play the game like it's supposed to be played, everyone just presumes that you can go far, you know? But you see the people that are at the top are people that stay together for a really long time. And as you can tell by CruSuhDude, my first team, we started out as fucking like, I don't even know, we started like super weak. What I'm saying is you can definitely see that the teams that are doing the best are like the teams that have stuck together for the longest time. Like Envious, for example, they've stuck together for such a long time. And because they did that, they became really good. And you can see that my first team, CruSuhDude, we were kind of like bad-ish when we began. And then we climbed up to top 50 Europe, which, you know, is not a big achievement or anything. But we started from like 120, I believe. And then went up to 50 because we stuck together and because we kept practicing and we kept playing. And eventually our final roster won a Go for Overwatch. So sticking together really just puts in a lot of work. And I feel like if we put in even more work, we would have gotten even higher. Because most of us had the individual skill to go even further. Yeah, CruSuhDude did use, like, we used to suck ass. I had no idea how to position with Sen at all, like, back when Zenyatta was meta. Like, Lucio, I went up in people's faces and shit. I didn't know how to position at all. Like, I didn't understand the point of positioning at all. I'm still trying to develop proper positioning. Like, I think it's something that'll just take a lot of time. To just know the spots on Ana if I'm being pressured in certain situations, I can't exactly take the high ground or the optimal spots that I would want to heal my team from, you know? But it's just something that takes a lot of practice. If you find yourself in several situations over and over again, you're gonna know what to do in those situations. But yeah, because we stuck together, we did better. And we would have done even better if we actually watched the VODs together, which we didn't. I'll say that right now. That's one of the reasons we could have done better. Why did you guys split up? I'll tell you the story. Story why we split up was essentially we were doing well and we won Go for Overwatch, we won H&D Open, we won Chaos Vanguard tournament, like we won 3 tournaments in like a week and it was super sick. We were on top of the world at that point. We were doing so well. And a week or so after, Hypuck was not happy with our gameplay and he started going like super quiet in scrims. So he went quiet mode, and none of us didn't really like that. So we confronted him about it, and he had issues with the calls we were making, and he had issues with a couple of the things. So he decided to leave the team, which is, you know, it's just his decision. It's fine. Like, so we had to try to find a new DPS, which was really hard for us. I don't even remember that part about finding a new DPS at all. But yeah, we have to find a new DPS, and in the hopes of fixing the team, what everybody was saying is that we needed a solid shot caller, and apparently it was stapled on my face that I couldn't shot call when I clearly could. So what they decided to do is, in hopes to fix the team, they kept Trob and they let me stay. No, they kept Trob and then they kicked me. In hopes to getting an actual support shot caller, which is dumb because I could shot call, obviously. So that's how I left. Is I got kicked because they told me I could shot call. Basically, it was a super drastic decision. It was like a last, you know, last hope that it would work. But what I told them is that from the future, when they wanted to keep going with the team, they should have you know, when they kept going with the team, they should have always asked themselves this question: is this guy better than Ricky? If the answer is no, you should move on, because what you're looking for is someone who's better than me already. And they couldn't find a player, so they ended up disbanding. So after I left, the thing is, I left as well as getting kicked. Last ditch effort, yeah, exactly. So as soon as I was about to get kicked, I was actually writing the goodbye message because I was about to leave. But Jonah called me and basically told me I was kicked. So after that, Hura left, and Hura leaving. Excuse me. Hura left, then Jonah left, and then Trob and Dreft didn't. Obviously, once there's two left, it's pretty much you disband. So that's how we disbanded. Because there were several people that had problems with the fact that we didn't have a proper shot caller. But there was a proper shot caller, and it was me. But no one wanted me to shot call. Basically, like, I don't want to fire any shots. That's just how it is. There was one person on the team that didn't like my shot calling, and I feel like he kind of convinced the rest of the team that it didn't, like, that I'm not good, or I'm not gonna work out, or it's not gonna work out with my shot calling, you know? Yeah, well, the thing is, we talked about the bad shot calling, and he told me that he's fine with me calling engages and speeds and stuff like that, but not actually making up the plan on things, because he feels like I make a bad call a lot of the time. So the shot calling went to him, and as soon as he stopped doing it, like as soon as he stopped playing a character where it was easy to shot call, and he just stopped doing it, and then it was all of a sudden really hard to shot call, and I can understand that, but that doesn't give them a right reason to kick me. They should have just handed it over to me. What's even funnier is that a team with even more potential than CruSuhDude was Redskins, and I joined their team, shot calling. I had a terrible game. I shot called really poorly, and I was really rusty at it. And I was really bad at shot calling at that time. Like, you know, I had not done it in months. I had a terrible game, and then they come back to me and go, "Hey man, we really liked it. Like, it was really good." And I'm like, "Really? I thought I did terrible." Like I remember my tryout for Redskin was, we had so many times where I was hesitating with what we should be calling, because Redskin really liked my shot calling for some reason. Apparently their former shot caller, Cryogenian, was really bad, and he's on like a super low tier team now. which he might have been too good for Redskin. Just because he's a Lucio means he doesn't have that much impact, you know? Like, you don't have that much impact on Lucio, so you can be bad. You could be a bad Lucio on a good team, and the rest will still do work, you know what I mean? Yeah, Sarth, we do this every time after I stream. Because this game is so intense, and I can't really talk to the chat while I'm in ranked or I'm in like in the main menu or anything like that. What happened to the second team? Redskin, we disbanded within 2 weeks because we were going downhill. Essentially, when I joined the team, 2 days later, Graceful Fate got an offer from Splice. So Graceful went to Splice, and basically they just took Graceful from us. I think he left and then he found Splice, but I'm not really sure. And we had troubles finding... I feel like Grace was a bit overrated. I feel like people hyped him up really hard. But he got bought out by Splice. I think he could become really good though. Grace, that is. Super nice guy though. So Grace went to Splice. We were looking for a 6th for so long. And then Superpluk told us one day, like, hey, you know, all the old Melty guys are kind of wanting me on their team. They kind of want to start a roster with me, and it's looking really strong. They have an org behind them. You know, they have an organization. This and that and this and that. So, what went ahead and happened is he left us to try out for that team. And at that point, I was like, well, there goes our anchor. Because he was basically the anchor of the team. So I told everybody, it's been great fun, but we lost our anchor. I don't think we can play anymore. And Wako wanted to leave as well. So me, Wako, Heiko, and You Think didn't, are disbanded as Redskin. I actually did not want to play with You Think. I'm gonna be honest. And it's mostly because he had some issues with English, so it was kind of hard to understand sometimes what he wanted out. And when you're used to playing with like a really, really good support like Traub on my old team, it's really hard to switch from anybody that isn't Traub. Like, it's kind of the same when you play with Hura and Superfluke as Reinhardts. It's really hard to play with any other Reinhardt because incredibly good Reinhardts can just carry straight up games. And Hura and Fluke was incredible. They were both incredible at it. Did you reject Copenhagen Flame? Yeah, I did. They want to start a roster and they want me on it, but I don't want to play for Copenhagen Flame. The salary is just a joke. Speaking of Shatter, Fluke, my old teammate, the tank, the guy that left Redskin, I think he's gonna play with Shatter 2K on the new team. I think he's a part of the roster. But I'm not really sure, because I think Shatter is just really quiet. Which is the problem. Like, extremely introverted people are just not bound to play this game. It's actually kind of strange. Like, I'm introverted, but I'm still... The reason I'm so active and I talk so much when I play the game is because I'm very into it. I'm very passionate about it. So 7 years of experience. What do you mean? With talking while playing games? Yeah, I do. I have a lot of experience in communication wise. But yeah, that's what happened with Redskin, and currently as of today, I'm really fucking, like, I don't want any shitty offers. I'm gonna take my time this time and just really see if there's a team that really wants to play. Because what I'm really looking for in a team is like motivation, and I'm looking for motivation and just people that want to play and have everything in control. Like, because the problem with Redskin at the end is people, like, when we didn't have a sixth player, people were incredibly lazy. People were so lazy about it. It's so dumb. Like, I try to find a player for us all the time, and like on CruSuhDude we had a little bit of laziness issues, but we fixed those. We really fixed those. But like, we had a fucking manager on Redskin. We had a manager and he didn't do anything. He just found those scrims. Or something. And he reviewed our trials. That's all he did, I feel. Like, I don't know, he had some health problems, so I don't really know if I can, like, blame him, but... We never, ever did anything when we were missing a player. We just didn't do anything. We just took the day off. It's just dumb. I think that's gonna do it, though. That's it for my stream. Everybody knows that if you liked this talk, if you liked my gameplay, I'm here tomorrow. We can do some real talk. You can come back tomorrow. After every session of ranked, we do this kind of close talk. This real talk we do. So you can come back tomorrow, and see you then, guys.